kind of in review for the first part of the year, we've had a fairly busy agenda with PPP loan forgiveness, potentially some participation in the second round of PPP, and kind of wrestled with new inventory, limited availability. But in some cases, we've seen some tremendous used car sales where inventory could be found. One thing that I wanted to remind everybody of is the EIDL loans from the SBA. If you have not looked into these are worth checking out because they are great loans. They have low interest rates and they have a very long repayment term. So they could be an attractive source of financing. Now that we're 2/3 of the way through the year, however, I do want to touch on some tax considerations for dealerships and for their owners. And one of those that we've not spent any time on is the employee retention credit. This could be very valuable. The qualification for this credit is to have a decline in revenue of 20% for a quarter versus the same quarter in 2019. Now, this is a very substantial credit if you qualify, because the amount of the credit can be up to $7,000 per employee per quarter. So you have a little bit of interplay between the employee retention credit and PPP forgiveness qualifications as far as the wages are concerned. But to the extent you did not participate in the second round of PPP, and to the extent that you have a decline in revenue that would qualify, there can be up to a $28,000 per year credit per employee. So it's a pretty substantial opportunity, and I would encourage you to look into that. The other thing that I think we need to think about is what's going on in Congress. Right now, there are some pretty massive infrastructure bills that are kind of making their way through in the trillions of dollars. And the only way that can happen is to have some tax rate increases. And we don't know what those will be. We have a little bit of a sense that that's coming. But as a consequence of that being the direction that things appear to be heading, it may make some sense to do some things that at first would seem counterintuitive as you close out the year. And one of those things may be to actually delay taking some deductions. The deductions may be more valuable next year if the rates go up. And again, none of us have a crystal ball. We may find that the rates change retroactively, or it may be prospectively. But if they go up in 2022, they may be more valuable to you to save. And then one of the other things that's probably worth revisiting is taking another look at the possibility of a LIFO reserve recapture, maybe getting off of LIFO, and perhaps if the rates are going up in 2022, and depending on what the second half of your year is looking like, this may be the year to consider that. But before you make that decision, I want to encourage you to get with your tax advisor, do an analysis, and see what the implications of that could be. And then kind of the last thought I had for you is there is some potential for capital gain rates to go up, it seems. And so this could also be a good time to have a disposition of assets. So if you've had some assets that you've thought about selling, including maybe even your dealership, this may be the time to do that. So just some thoughts as you kind of come down to the end of the year. I want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, contact your tax advisor at Eide Bailly or visit us online at eidebailly.com.